Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're making chicken lollipops on the Weber Kettle. I'll even show you how to make a homemade mango habanero sauce to go with them. Let's get to it. Alright, so we'll start out by prepping the chicken. Go ahead and pat the legs dry. This will help them be a little easier to handle while trimming. Now to trim the legs into what's become known as chicken lollipops, you want to make a cut right here at the bottom where the meat hits the bone. Just work your way around the leg like this, making sure to cut all the way through to the bone. Once you have the lower portion separated, just work it down and kind of pop it over the end of the bone. The goal here is to clean the leg bones up for presentation. Just pull off what you can and scrape a knife over any bits that still need to be removed. Let's be honest, the lower part of the chicken leg is not really the portion you're looking to eat anyway. Now once the bone is cleaned up to your liking, you'll want to pull the meat down a little bit to form it up as a base for the leg to sit up vertically while it smokes. If it doesn't want to sit up for you right away, don't worry, just make a cut on any spots that might need flattening. The goal is for it to be able to stand up on its own like this. As you trim the legs, it can be helpful to keep some kitchen shears around for any tendons that may not have gotten totally clean sliced with the knife. Once you've trimmed all the chicken legs, it's time to season them up. Give them a light coating with some olive oil first. This helps the seasoning stick and will help you get some pretty color while the chicken smokes. For the seasoning blend, I'm just using a basic mix of salt, black pepper, garlic powder, and paprika. Remember, we'll be making some spicy mango habanero sauce for this, so you don't really have to go too complicated with the initial seasoning. It's ideal to let the seasoned chicken sit in the fridge overnight if you got the time. This will give the seasoning a chance to work as a dry brine. While that works its magic, you can make the mango habanero hot sauce. This is everything you'll want to have on hand for that. To really richen the flavor of the habanero peppers, I like to roast them first on the grill. I use some applewood chips in the smoker box, but peach would work well too. Preheat the grill to somewhere around 400 degrees and toss on those peppers. You're really just wanting to get some roasted color on the outside of them. A couple minutes per side should do just fine. Grilling them before making the sauce adds a nice touch of smokiness and brings a little more of the natural sweetness out of the habanero. Now just set those aside and it's time to saute the remaining ingredients for the sauce. Over medium heat, toss in a chopped yellow onion. Cook that down until it starts to caramelize and add in 5 cloves of minced garlic. Just stir that around until the garlic becomes really fragrant. Then you can add in the chopped mango. Let those flavors wake up over the heat a little bit, then go ahead and deglaze the pan with 3/4 of a cup of apple cider vinegar. Follow that with a cup of mango nectar. And of course, the roasted habaneros. Now in addition to the kick you'll get from the vinegar, I also like to add the juice of a lime. I think it really brings out the fresh flavors in this sauce. And to round out the heat a little bit, I like to add 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. The sugar just lets you taste the flavors on the front end a little bit more before the heat kicks in. Now for the salt, somewhere around 2 teaspoons is a good starting point. You can always add more later to taste after the sauce reduces down. Let everything simmer on low for about 30 minutes or until it's reduced down about like this. Allow it to cool a bit, then blend it until smooth. I thought I was going to strain it after blending, but I ended up liking the consistency of it like this. It's up to you. If you want a thinner sauce, pass it through a strainer. Alright, so as far as the grill setup, I'm wanting to preheat for smoking temps of around 275 degrees. I use about 1/4 of a chimney starter of lit coal poured over a bed of unlit coal. For the smoking wood, I'm using apple, but really any fruit wood pairs well. Since the coals will be gradually catching in different areas, just kind of spread the wood chunks out a bit. I'm using the BBQ Dragon heat deflector today, so I don't need to bank the coals to one side. But if you're smoking without a deflector, just make sure to bank the coals to the opposite side from where you'll be smoking the chicken. The key here is indirect heat. For peace of mind, I like to put a temp probe at grid level in the area where I'll be smoking the chicken. Vent settings for smoking on a kettle are usually about 1/4 of the way open on the bottom and half of the way open on the top vent. Let it stabilize like this, and if you feel you need more heat, just open the bottom vent a little closer to half of the way open. Once you're cruising at smoking temps, it's time to get these chicken lollipops on the grill. Another advantage to trimming the chicken legs up like this is you can really fit a lot more food on the grill if you need to for larger gatherings. Of course, wings would be great with the habanero sauce as well, but I do like that chicken legs are a good bit more filling per piece than trying to feed a crowd with wings. I've just got 9 chicken legs on the grill, but the 22-inch kettle could definitely fit more if you need to. I like to let these smoke for about an hour before checking in to baste. After an hour, they're looking pretty. I just used some melted butter for the baste. Keep in mind you'll be dunking these in the habanero sauce in a little bit, so you don't have to get too complicated with the baste. As for internal temp, it's best to shoot for 175 degrees for chicken legs. Of course, chicken is safe to eat at 165 degrees, but letting it finish more around 175 helps the fat render more for a better texture. At about an hour and 15 minutes into the cook, go ahead and warm up about a cup of the hot sauce. We'll be blending in butter once it's warm, so I like to save any remaining sauce to keep in a bottle in the fridge without the butter for whatever you want to add some heat to in the future. Once the sauce is warm, stir in a stick of diced butter until you have a smooth, velvety sauce. I use unsalted butter because the chicken does have that base layer of seasoning on it, and if you want to add any salt to taste, you can do so after blending in the butter. Using something tall like a coffee cup for dunking the chicken makes it really easy to get an even coat on all sides. I love the vibrant yellow color the mango brings to this sauce, and with 8 habaneros blended in, you know these lollipops will be spicy. You want to give yourself some time to let the sauce cook on and tack up to the exterior before pulling them from the grill. So somewhere around 160 degrees internal is a good time to coat the lollipops. At this point, they have plenty of smoked flavor, so I like to crank up the heat a little bit to let them finish cooking around 325 degrees. Let the coated lollipops cook for about 10 minutes to allow the sauce to set. Once you've reached an internal temp of 175 degrees, these guys are ready to party. I love how the smoked color still shines through the gold sauce a little bit. These came out looking delicious. All in all, they cook for about an hour and a half. And like I said, this recipe makes enough mango habanero sauce to also serve some alongside for the truly bold. There you have it, the perfect way to get your spicy fix with a sauce that you know came from all quality ingredients. It doesn't get much better than that.
All right, let's give it a shot. Definitely got some heat to it. The mango chills it out at first, but then that habanero comes through for sure. This is for people who love spicy food, great appetizer, tailgate food, and a reason to try making your own sauce. So I hope if you got any peppers in the garden, you give this a shot, or just use the habaneros like I did today. Cheers.